if you didn't already know this, I am actually the co-host for a podcast called the Whatever's Biting Podcast. Now, I do this with John Dalton from the Creek Fishing Adventures YouTube channel, and we post it on Spotify, Apple, and here on YouTube on his YouTube channel, so check it out if you haven't already. Either way, in our last podcast about a month ago, we basically had a friendly competition to see who can catch the bigger crappie. Now, over the last month, I think I've literally caught like 2 crappie, and they've both been small, so I have not measured them. So today, we are filming another episode tonight. I have to catch a crappie. I gotta do this. I gotta catch a big one, get a picture of it on the measuring board, and I gotta beat John because I do not like losing. I'm a very competitive person. No matter what, I've got 3 ultralights with me today. We're gonna catch some fish. It's middle of November. It's starting to get cold. Here in Michigan, you don't have a lot more time, so I gotta make the most of this trip because I don't know how many more I'm gonna have. That all being said, let's get to fishing. Why does my graph literally just say stopped? That is not what you wanna see. We gotta get this thing to work if we wanna catch a crappie. Oh, goodness. Come on. Surely. Let's turn it off again. Let's really make sure this thing's plugged in all the way. Come on. Is that an eagle? Heck yes. Early on in the fishing trip, already seeing a bald eagle. This has got to be a good sign, folks. Bald eagle. There's a fish. No way. Oh my gosh. Dinky, bass, bald eagle. Okay, well, we caught a fish while we're trying to figure out our graph. Fingers crossed we figure that thing out today, because if we don't have a graph, could be a tough day, but at least we didn't get skunked. Oh, the eagle just landed. The eagle has landed, folks, up at the top of that big pine tree. Excellent. Okay. Scramble-brained. Already scramble-brained. Great. Good. How do we get this thing to work? What? There's a button on here that says stop sonar, and I don't know why, but it was pushed. Okay, I just literally unclicked that button and we're back in business. That was the weirdest thing. Okay, thank goodness we've got our electronics working. Sometimes I like to zigzag back and forth over a brake line. It's kind of the old-fashioned way of looking for fish. You know, I don't have all the fancy electronics. I have very, very basic equipment, but it allows me to quickly figure out what depth range those fish might be sitting at. So I kind of just zigzag until I start to see more activity. Got him. Oh, it's a tiny yellow perch, like, and I mean really, really tiny. Well, that's great. At least we know what they are now. I don't think I need to spin my wheels right here. That is an absolute micro. Dadgum. So far, it's pretty slow. We got to keep moving, folks. It's windy out here. I got to find an area where I'm a little bit blocked from the wind. And more importantly, I got to find a bigger group of fish. I just have not found the right groups of fish yet. And I certainly have not found very many crappie. I mean, 0 crappie. So let's go find a crappie. Got him. It's got to be a bluegill. Wait. Oh yeah. Big quality bluegill. Holy smokes. So the fish are not far from where they were, but they definitely came out here in deeper water. I'm sitting in 27 foot of water. There you go. Nice quality bluegill on the drop shot. Little white horsefly. Gotcha. Oh no. No. I busted out my other drop shot with the red horsefly. It's crazy. I see so many fish down there, and they've been very, 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 very finicky. So I don't know what's going on here. Got you. Yay. Golly, am I working hard for fish. Ooh, nice quality yellow perch. There you go. I have been fighting to catch fish, and they are not cooperating today, but I tell you what, that one feels pretty good. We're out here in the wind. It's really pretty out here at the bare minimum. We're gonna get him right back. That's a quality yellow perch. He was in about 8 foot of water. I would be totally fine with more yellow perch, because at this point, I've pretty well given up on the idea of crappie. I don't understand why I can't find them, but I just have not had any success. Man, it's been a slow day. We have officially got into the tough part of the year. It's that time of year. There's another one. that time of year, and another dinky perch this time. Oh, it's that time of year where it's not quite winter, but it's still fall, and the water's definitely on the downward trend as far as temperature goes. The wind doesn't necessarily help, it just makes it very hard to hold your position, but at least we caught a couple fish in a row. My goodness, I have worked my tail off. These fish are anywhere from like 8 to 12 foot of water, so I gotta just try to remember that. Stay on this little break line and fish the right depth. There's another one. There you go, there you go. Another perch. Okay, we found a little school of perch. I will take it, I will take it. There you go, bud. Unfortunately, it hurts my ego, but I think I'm gonna have to tell John that he's the superior crappie angler, because I just couldn't figure him out. I'm really curious tonight to talk to him to get a feel for how big of a crappie he even caught. Dadgum, there was one. I almost missed that fish because I wasn't paying attention. Thankfully, he held on. All right, buddy, little dink. But a little dink is better than nothing at all, my friends. That is something you need to remember, especially this time of year. I mean, it's just like, you never really know what you're gonna get this time of year. Dropping water temperatures, a lot of wind. Never really know what's gonna bite, but if you can find some yellow perch, man, that's just a good old time. There you go. Whoa, it's a really, really tiny bass. How did I feel that bite? In the wind. Impressive. Look at that, like micro. Okay, cool. Got you. Oh, a little tiny bass. Okay. What's the deal with that? Where are these little tiny bass coming from? I don't want the bass, I want the perch. Got you. Please don't be a tiny, oh my gosh, it's a tiny bass. I was gonna say, please don't be a tiny bass. Why all of a sudden am I catching tiny bass this big? What is happening? Where'd the perch go? This looks like a perch snack. Like a decent sized perch would just eat that bass. That's sad. If a perch can eat your bass that you're catching, that tells you you're on the wrong bass. Got you. Well, that's not gonna be a 3-inch bass. Ah! It's a 4-inch bass. I was getting ready to say it's not gonna be a 3-inch bass, but it's like a 4-inch bass. What is happening? Got you. Oh, what's this gonna be? What's this gonna be? What's this gonna be? It's fighting. It's fighting. Oh, is it a, oh my gosh, it's a big old pumpkin seed. Well, I'll be. How about that, folks? Heck yeah. Thank you, Drop Shot. Look at that, quality pumpkin seed. How about that? See ya, bud. Excellent. Okay, well now we're getting blown off that spot. Like I said, it's impossible to stay on a spot when you have this wind just pushing you around. Man, I'm so happy I came out here and fished in the wind. I never like to fish in the wind if I can avoid it, especially when it's cold outside, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. This has definitely been the most productive area. If I'm being honest with you, I think the double jig rig would be an effective presentation for these fish. Just cast and drift it. Oh, there's a fish, dadgummit. Okay. That's what I get for trying to talk to my camera while also fishing. I do think the double jig rig would be a really effective presentation, but the drop shot's working. The drop shot is obviously working. It's just been kind of slow going. So the reason I think the double jig rig would be effective is because these fish are definitely scattered around, and it seems like they're more willing to bite when I cast it. When I'm dropping it vertically, I'm just not having as much success. I've caught a couple of fish doing it, including that pumpkin seed, but most of the fish that I've caught have been on a cast. I think the double jig rig in this wind would just offer me 2 presentations. The reason I'm not rigging it up is because I'm getting absolutely blown around and I need to leave soon, so I'm too lazy and I don't feel like it. That being said, that's what I should be using. Let's get back to it. I am not gonna lie to you, I am very disappointed that I didn't even catch a single crappie. That being said, I'm very, very thankful for those fish at the end of the day. It was a slow going day. You never know what you're gonna get in November. Water's getting cold. Those fish are definitely getting finicky, but thank goodness. The micro drop shot, my friends, man, that thing just has absolutely paid off for me so many times this year. If you haven't fished one yet, you gotta try it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.